Hello everybody, I am Dr. Leiva, Queen of Biohacking, and I'm here with the founder of Leela Quantum. And if you've been watching almost every single popular biohacker talk on their Instagram or social media page, you'll see a really cool necklace hanging from their neck with a little golden capsule. And can you tell us, Philipp, nice to have you. Tell us about your company and why you're so awesome.
Well, we developed a technology that is pretty cutting edge. It can infuse any object with pure quantum energy, and then we can combine it with specific frequencies. So we can leverage the quantum energy, which is sort of the base layer of existence and of energy. We can use that as a carrier and then add frequencies onto it. So meaning we could provide you with the field, with the quantum fields through our technology, and then we could add specific frequencies to that, whether that's a vitamin C frequency or whatever,
That's awesome.
It could be anything. And with that, we created a company that has different lifestyle products that, for example, a water bottle that you could put your tea or coffee in or your water, and it gets infused with quantum energy and with specific frequencies.
Well, I need to have that water bottle.
Then we have this, and then we have these quantum energy generators. And the fun thing is, it's not only that it sounds like magic, it also is magic, scientifically backed.
Well, let's go into that for people that don't understand pretty much anything. And when I talk about frequency in my clinic, even about frequencies of sound, people start being like, if I can't see it, it's not true. And I think when kids are in elementary school, we learn about gravity, gravitational forces, centripetal forces, and quantum energy is usually not, quantum science is usually not introduced unless you have getting a doctorate or going to graduate school, but it's a very real thing. And I think the first time I ran into your product, I was missing my husband. And I remember because I was across from STEM Regen, and Christian was in there with his wife, Stephanie, and I was like, I'm gonna go put my ring in the block. And I even wrote a note and all of these things, and I sat there, and it sounds funny, but I was feeling better. Later I called my husband, he was feeling my energy, but just to explain, I told people, what is quantum energy and how can you use it? I put something that he gave me, and I wrote his name on it. And they actually have science that proves these things. For example, because people are like, whoa, if I can't see it, I don't believe it. And you can go all the way back to, I think Dr. Porter said at the last conference, there was these people that wrote different words on paper and put water on it. And then they studied the molecules of the water and the way the molecules change based on the words. So how do you explain quantum energy to someone who might not know anything about science?
I'll tell you in a second, but what you just talked about, that's Masaru Emoto, actually, from Japan, who was the pioneer in regards to figuring out you can use energy in water. And this Masaru Emoto Institute actually in Japan tested our products, about 2.5 years ago, and found that even our weakest device, the quantum block, was able to change water faster to the better than anything they'd ever seen before.
Wow.
And since that time, they've been reselling our products in Japan. Just as a side note, so it's interesting because it's great what water can do, and it's so important that we drink the right water. Now, so what was the question again?
Well, it's interesting that came up, and I didn't even know how to say the name. So that was brought through the quantum field, because
how do you explain the quantum field?
Right.
So obviously we can get very scientific, but then we lose most of the people.
Yes.
So for me, there's two ways to explain it. One is you can actually feel it. If you just close your eyes and you feel that there's something surrounding you, that's how you can tap into it experientially. And then it is, explain the energy behind the matter. We, I think, know that we're over 99% water on a molecular weight level. That is already kind of a stretch to think about, right?
Yeah.
That's really true, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
Exactly. But then behind that, you have space, because behind every matter, there's space.
Yeah.
So we're actually over 99% space, but not empty space. So that empty, it's not empty, it's filled with quantum energy. All of our cells have a quantum field, and so that's how I explain it. It's the energy behind the matter.
That's awesome. And as a yoga practitioner, I do sound healing in different frequency practices, but even just explaining heart opening and stuff, I tell people close their eyes, think of someone they love. And then they open their eyes and, you just felt that energy flow through your body, right? So that's pretty awesome. I see that you travel with your dog a lot. I love animals. Can you tell me what your dog's name is?
Momo, M-O-M-O.
Momo. So I'm sure if you see Philipp at a conference, you're going to see Momo. The frequency of having a pet around is also very healing.
Yep, that's very, very true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you have any frequency devices for Momo?
Yeah, so we actually do have products for pets, and we actually are running studies as well. So even though most of the studies we have performed are for and with humans, now there are also a couple studies with dogs and other pets, and very exciting, frankly. The latest one, which is not published yet, is with 24 dogs.
Wow.
And they had one dog in the treated group, which they wanted to put down because that dog was half paralyzed. And then the guy that ran the study said, well, let's just have him in here, and maybe he ends up in the treated group, and let's treat him. And then after a day of treatment, that dog started to suddenly run. Couldn't walk before anymore. Started to run and then ran in circles. And I have a video of that. Ran in circles, wouldn't stop running in circles. The energy, full
that's
energy
so
burst.
awesome.
And the dog got so happy suddenly and so surprised that he could move again.
Yeah.
It was just amazing.
Check that out. If you need another testing site, with the magic I do with humans, I thought one of my patients had a dog that wasn't healing, and she said, can you treat it? And with the electrical stimulation and all the stuff I applied to humans, I did to her dog, and it worked. So I started another company. It's Biohack Your Pet. But I'd love to bring this type of technology, because people that I've met have gone through all of these doctors that putting their dog on so many things, and it's really unfortunate because just like humans, sometimes dogs go through that process of mainstream medical care, which is just not what is best for them,
Exactly. And there, you see cancer rates go through the roof for cats, for dogs. And one of the reasons is certainly electromagnetic fields. And, we think it's bad for us, but it's also bad for the pets, right? And they can't do anything about it. So we need to do that for them.
Yeah, it'd be cool if you made a collar or like a clip for the dog.
We do have a collar, actually. We have a collar.
Wow.
We have a Heal for Dogs card. We have a cat collar as well. We're about to come out with dog bowls, and also with special containers for food. When you buy bulk food and then, you don't want to open.
Okay, I'm going to be an affiliate. Do you have an affiliate show?
Yeah, we have that, and we can get you started. We're developing more products for pets at the moment, actually.
That's awesome. I mean, I always tell people if they're going to biohack themselves, they should biohack their pets, their children. It starts within the home. Yeah. And speaking of the home, I know that you have devices for cars, for homes. What makes it the difference, the size of like the quantum block? Yeah. Tell me, what is the name of the block?
Yeah, so we have different types of blocks, and the blocks, for the ones that are listening, those are that's the ultimate product we developed. It's the extension of our own technology, the quantum block, the infinity block, grand block, travel block. They have different sizes. The travel block, which is also good for the car, is just like this. So you can take it anywhere to any restaurant. Then you have a 8 by 8 by 8 inches. That's the infinity block or the quantum block. The infinity block is super powerful. It's actually the most powerful one we have, but it's not just about power, frankly. So there's the grand block also, which is bigger, and it's not quite as powerful as the infinity block, but almost. And so at that point, it really matters. Do you want a bigger one that you can have in your kitchen? You can put full plates in with stuff that you eat, and water bottles, or is a little smaller, better for you. So
it's all about what is the goal. Yeah. And is there, I believe, like if you put your hand in it, there's effects for the whole body.
Yeah, correct. So, I mean, we have done these studies. What do the studies show? They show that it can improve your blood significantly on all levels. So it can activate white blood cells. It can, which, when they're in a paralyzed state through Wi-Fi, for example, that's not good, at all, obviously. And then you can activate them. The red blood cells, they tend to clot. So even stage 1 and stage 2 of blood clotting can be reversed within 10 minutes, which is fascinating. You can increase ATP production by 20 to 29%, shown in 3 placebo-controlled trials. It can accelerate wound healing of human cells 50 to 100%.
Wow.
Shown in 5 randomized double-blind studies at the University of Tulsa.
Have you heard of Me Screen?
Yes, we're actually we just did a pilot study with them,
awesome.
and
I'm working with them and doing
they look at mitochondrial function as well, and they sent us a note because the first testing they did after testing was after 7 days. And they said they haven't ever seen such a significant mitochondrial improvement other than with Joe Dispenza.
Wow, I gotta go see that.
Our products can do that.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. And that's where I kind of talk to patients, because I have a therapy clinic and people come in for therapy. I just spoke with the DNA company, Kashif, and we were talking about how people always want to use their insurance and the entitlement to healthcare. And sometimes I would say that people, just because they're already paying for it, that's the route they want to go. And there's so much more benefit that happens at clinics that are private pay or direct access, because you're not being limited or told what to do, and you can do as much as you want. But some of for example, like I'll have veterans come in and they're like, okay, fix my arm or do this. And they want to come 2 to 3 times a week, times 6 weeks, and they're used to go over there, pull some wires. And I mean, really, they could do that at home. And these days, I believe people sometimes have more respect for fancy personal trainers than like traditional therapy. So I have all of these biohacking modalities I added to my clinic, and they have no idea. They're like, what is this woohoo stuff? And I'm like, okay, you can work really, really hard, or we can kind of biohack. And I love that terminology because you're achieving your goal way faster than you would a traditional route. So there's always another way to do it, and you can channel frequency with your heart and your mind and your spirit, but having tools next to you speeds up that process.
Correct, that's the Autobahn.
Yes. And the question everybody wants to know, at least when I am wearing my different capsules, and everybody wants this swag bag, so always get a VIP ticket, and then you're gonna get a quantum capsule. But what is the difference between the smaller ones and the bigger ones?
So this one is the latest one that we launched. It's the Heal 360 capsule. It's a little smaller, and that came through feedback from women, actually. They asked, could you make a capsule that's a little smaller so it fits better and it's not so heavy on the neck?
Yeah.
So we did that. We amped it up though, so it's not less powerful.
Interesting.
It has the Heal 360 is a new frequency we developed.
Okay.
So it's, I like it even better than the so-called Heal frequency we've had before.
Yeah.
That are in the bigger capsule. So yeah,
That's awesome, because the rumor was the little ones for women and the big ones for men.
That was also the case, but it was still the same frequency. But now we're moving completely into the Heal 360 frequency. So
guys, wear your Heal 360. It's very masculine.
And we will have this one also in big.
Yeah.
And big, it's just a little bit more powerful, and whoever likes that look better can have that.
And I love the gold chain. My husband's a jeweler, so of course I love gold. Is there anything coming up next for Leela Quantum?
Yeah, we will launch a new blog in the beginning of the year, which will be exciting. More I can't share yet. We're working on eye drops that are specifically for any type of vision.
That's awesome.
Obviously you need to be careful how I phrase it, but at least I don't
Yeah.
need to wear glasses anymore, and also no contacts.
I'm a big believer. I went on a plant medicine journey, and they do different medicines on the way to the ayahuasca. And when my mom passed away, that's when I wanted to go on a journey for elevating my spirit, because I was very sad. And they had, again, like I said, different things. And one of them was an eye drop, Sananga. And I did that, and I wish nobody told me anything about it before, because I just took it, and if you've heard of this,
I've done it.
Yeah, so it's like it was like fire in your eyes. And I remember the shaman whispered in my ear, "Don't curse, lean into it." And of course I was like, ah. But afterwards, there was a woman there. She was in her 80s, and she did a Sananga diet. So she put these eye drops in her eyes, and this is her report to me, not any claims. She said that I did this for 28 days and I reversed macular degeneration. And I've been using different eye drops with methylene blue and silver and gold. And I have 2 different color eyes here. And recently I've been studying that the only real eye color is blue and brown, and that there's a lot of toxicity within my eyes. And I've noticed my eyes lightening up as I keep doing these different eye drops. So I'm very excited.
So the Sananga is extremely painful, and for me wouldn't be something I would want to do for 28 days.
I know, right?
So the eye drops will be coming out with don't hurt at all, and they're 100% natural, and then they contain specific frequencies actually to help with vision, all kinds of vision, and with opening the third eye as well, which is good. And then, research. There's more research coming. There's a lot of research in the pipeline right now, and that's always exciting.
I'm excited for that. When do you think those eye drops will be out?
The difficulty is that we can't really sell them under the brand of Leela Quantum Tech.
Gotcha.
Because the FDA doesn't want that. And there were homeopathic eye drops on the market, and this largest producer was just taken off the market from the FDA. So we're doing it in a different way, and it takes a little bit of time. So it's going to run through an Austrian nonprofit, but it will be accessible to anyone who likes to join.
I was going to say, I to get something somewhere, and I just spoke at a cancer event about decoding the system, because unfortunately, there's devices out there that use frequency and things, and you can't say heal or correct or diagnose. You can say scan, send energy. And it's really sad, because the community really needs to know that a lot of these devices could potentially heal something that I can't say out loud or I get in trouble. And I that was my whole talk for a whole hour, is how people can say how the product works without, which is awesome to be a part of Me Screen, because now we can put results behind it and say this actually does work. So in your face, I'm on.
Yeah.
Right? It's just as good as Joe Dispenza. So that's pretty awesome. Let's see what else. I definitely love your products. I need to get a block. If you're at home, tell us about the cards that you have, because I've seen them at your booth.
Yeah, so they represent, and I can get you the latest one we just launched and updated. It's the Forever Young frequency card.
I just turned 40, so I definitely would love that.
It's really good, and they are for specific use cases. We have one that's inner peace that helps you with just being more balanced and sleep better and just be more at ease during the day. One for Olympic performance, one for Forever Young.
Do you put it by your heart, in your pocket?
You can put it anywhere, but very close to the body.
Okay.
And if I put it here and I'm sitting here, it's not good enough. It needs to be in my pocket somewhere.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I think that's great. I love what you do, and I'm going to add Leela Quantum for my dogs. So you already have the dog balls.
No, but we have the dog colors, and we have a specific heal for dogs frequency.
Nice.
And we also have another one that's called Calm for Animals. That's for all animals. It's the same frequency that the elephants use when they walk in a herd. It's a very peaceful, calming, powerful energy, but it helps with anxiety. And all animals have original access to that frequency. It's just that probably because of the stressors of the modern life, animals that are around us don't really get that anymore. So it helps them to get into this moment and be
these poor little babies. I was talking about animals earlier. I was saying all animals are pretty much amazing. When you see two pets, like, I always joke with the owners that it's down, so I probably need to get a couple of those cards and go put them by the dog, give them some love and some Zen energy, So, well, where can they find you?
LeelaQ.com, LeelaQ.com, and then, just take a look, and maybe if you want, you can check for the Telegram icon, because we have this big Telegram group with 8,000 people. And so if you don't want to take my word for it, you can ask 8,000 customers that are active and always interested in learning and sharing information.
Well, I'm going to have to join your Telegram group. I also started a WhatsApp group with Dr. Porter like many conferences ago with all the speakers. So you got to join that one.
Yeah,
I'm going to join the Telegram. I will send it. So I will link this on my socials, and it's going to be at the Biohackers World socials as well. So follow Leela Quantum, and definitely this is the reason I say get your VIP ticket. Invest a little bit more and you're going to get a beautiful gift at many of the conferences where you see Leela Quantum. So thank you so much, Philipp.
Thank you.
It was nice to have you.
Same.
Unlock your full potential at the Biohackers World Conference and Expo in Los Angeles on March 29th and 30th. Connect with leaders in health optimization, learn the secrets to longevity, boost your performance, and dive into the latest biohacking and wellness innovations. Don't miss out. Tickets are going fast.